In the name of the God who became flesh and dwells among us. Amen. Let's be seated. One of the most popular questions this time of year is, what do you want for Christmas? Children know exactly how to answer that question. They come prepared with lists, sometimes drawings, very specific requests about colors and sizes, even brands. Children talk about what they want, what they hope will appear under the tree in just a few short hours from now. Adults, though, I've noticed, tend to think a little differently. We don't usually talk about what we want. We think about what we need. We need more time because there never seems to be enough of it. We need some rest, especially after all these Christmas services. We need to finish projects around the house. We need a sense of safety, peace, or even permission to be who we really are. So let me ask you tonight, what do you need for Christmas? I remember when I was a kid, what I needed on Christmas Eve was for this service to wrap up quickly. Maybe you need it to snow or warm up. Maybe you need healing from illness or grief, from heartbreak that still catches you off guard. Maybe you need to feel more in control. Maybe you need to know that you truly matter. Maybe you need assurance that everything is going to be okay. What do you need this Christmas? Most of us know the Christmas story so well that we forget to look closely at the people inside it. But when we do, we notice something striking. Every single person in this story arrives there because of some need they have. The story begins not with angels, but with an emperor. Caesar Augustus needs to count his population, most likely to increase taxes and secure more power. And because of his need, everyone else must respond. Joseph and Mary need to travel to Bethlehem. But if we slow down and imagine ourselves in the story for a moment, we know what Mary really needs more than anything. She needs to stay home, to be surrounded by her family, to give birth somewhere familiar and safe. But the powerful rarely pause to consider how their needs affect the vulnerable. So Mary and Joseph begin their long, uncomfortable journey, hoping and praying that their baby will last just a bit longer. But the baby does not wait. This baby needs to be born. Mary goes into labor. Now they need shelter, privacy, safety, a fitting place to bring new life into the world. But alas, Bethlehem is crowded. Others are there for the census too. Every weary traveler needs a place to rest. So every guest room is full. There is no space left. And so Mary and Joseph need to accept that this miracle, the very presence of God among them, will be born in a dark, rough place, a cave, a stable, a feeding trough made of stone. The first bed Jesus ever rests in is a manger, used to feed animals. Perhaps it's a fitting place for the bread of heaven to lay his head. Now, out in the fields nearby, the shepherds are working. They need to keep their sheep safe through the night. And suddenly angels appear because they need to announce good news. And when the shepherds hear, they need reassurance. Do not be afraid. The shepherds need a sign. They need to see this child with their own eyes for themselves. And once they do, they need to tell others what they have seen and heard. And then maybe you notice this beautifully, quietly. The shepherds need to return to their fields, back to ordinary life, back to responsibility, but forever changed. And Mary needs to do what so many of us need to do at Christmas. She needs to pause. She needs a moment to treasure and ponder these things in her heart. And in the middle of all of it, the exhaustion, the fear, the wonder, and the joy, something holy and wholly unexpected happens. Their need becomes their nativity. Joseph and Mary's need makes space for God to be born in the perfect place. The shepherd's need leads them straight to Christ. Which brings us back to the question I asked earlier. What do you need this Christmas? Because the same thing that was true back then on the first Christmas is true now. Your need is your nativity. Your need is your nativity. Those words come from counselor and author K.J. Ramsey. And when I first heard them, they stopped me in my tracks. Your need is your nativity. Do you need approval? Or love, or a sense that your life matters? Do you need healing in your body, your relationships, your faith? Do you need hope that things will not always be like they are? Here's the thing. The places where you feel weakest and most ashamed, most stuck, those are not the places God avoids. Those are the very places where God is being born tonight, this season, in you. What great news. And the angels say to the shepherds, do not be afraid. And that sounds lovely, but it's hard to live and not fear. Most of us learn to hide our needs. We manage them, we minimize them, we hustle to fix them or keep them out of sight. But if we're not careful, then just like that first Christmas, we can end up missing the nativity entirely. Even the powerful Augustus and Quirinius are so focused on their control and success that they never even notice love entering the world right down the street. And after tonight's reading, they disappear from God's story. Because God is found in our need, in humility, in the cries of an infant child. So my friends, brothers, sisters, siblings, when you go to the places of your need, you will not find an angry judge waiting to scold you. I think we're already good at doing that ourselves. No, you will find a newborn child, a God who knows hunger and exhaustion and grief, a God who draws near not in strength but in love. This is the mystery of Christmas. This is the very heart of our faith. Your need is your nativity. So follow your need. Do not be afraid. Go there. Find the newborn Christ. And like Mary and Joseph and the shepherds in the field, your life will never, ever be the same. Merry Christmas. Amen.